telling the guys, I love the intensity. These guys are competing. I talked to one of our new GAs, Malcolm, who came from, played at Minnesota, was at Akron. I said, how was the tempo? He's like, Coach, it's not even close. And that's what we're all about. I mean, our kids play hard, play tough, and compete with each other. And mitts back and forth, and just love coaching these guys. Just, it's 2 hours of fun. So, questions?
Signetti said the other day that Christian plays sort of a beautiful ball, a pretty ball.
He does.
What does he mean by that?
Just when you watch him throw it, and you guys, you probably saw it, maybe just watch him. He's a passer. He's got a great arm. He's a good passer. I mean, we got all kinds of things, but we got a lot of good passers. Excuse me, but he's a good quarterback. Excuse me.
What's different about Rodney this year?
We got a scrimmage on Saturday, so we'll see. But I think probably just maturity right now. I mean, just kind of he's the guy. He feels like he's the guy right now. Sebo's fighting his tail off, and Sebo's right there as well. So he better not get too comfortable. But I think just knowing that, hey, it's my show right now, or at least he thinks, or it's him and Sebo together, which is better than having 3 or 4 guys sitting in there. But just more maturity. Probably knows what he's doing a little bit more, and just carrying himself a little bit different.
How's Derek Davis look?
Derek Davis looks good. We're happy he's here. I can tell you that. Coach Powell, Coach Signetti have been awful excited about just what they've seen. We'll see pass protection here as we go on and how he picks it up. But overall, after 5 practices, pretty happy with where he is.
Pat, on the note of maturity, how would you say Bub and Konate have really done mentoring the younger receiver room you guys have?
I'd say they've done an excellent job of really just taking care of that room. Those two have just stepped up and have been the leaders, since January, since we got back in school in January. I mean, they've taken it over. Bub's a little bit more verbal, and can you give me a bottle of water? I haven't had anything to drink all damn day. But Bub's a little bit more vocal, and Konate's kind of doing it by example. Konate plays his tail off.
The other day when we talked to Nakai, he talked about the new era of defensive linemen. The younger guys stepping in for now since departed Deslin and Hobb and all that. Have you noticed kind of these guys just seamlessly stepping in? Have you noticed shades of the old mixing in with the new?
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, they've been trained. It's not like today's the first day. The new era really started, in bowl practice when those guys, said they weren't playing in a bowl game. Thank you, EJ, appreciate it. It started then, but they're stepping in. I mean, like I told you the other day, Nakai's playing well, Sammy's playing well, Jimmy's, growing up. He didn't make it down to the bowl game because of weather issues in Buffalo, if you remember. But they're all grown up, and we'll find out. We'll see what they got here come September.
It seems like Bam Primo looks the part. Do you see him potentially taking a step this year?
Well, I mean, the first thing is, he's lining up on the line of scrimmage. In the bowl game, he's like 2 yards off the ball playing D-end. So he's fixed that. But no, Bam's a big, he looks the part. He's looked the part for 3 years. He's grown up as well. He's so much more trustworthy right now, whether it's playing D-end or D-tackle. Bam's going to play a lot of football for us.
In the middle, obviously you have big shoes to fill with Charvasier. How's Shane? I know he played in the middle last year, but how's he done so far this spring?
I mean, Shane did a great job against UCLA. He had that whole game and played it, probably sparingly, in the last 3 or 4 games of the season. So Shane's done a great job. I mean, I think he may be the natural Mike. Charvasier could play all 3. Shane can play the Mike and play the money or the boundary linebacker spot. So Shane's done an outstanding job of communicating and leading really our defense right now.
Bengali made the big step up last year. How is Solomon coming along as far as, because they kind of were like a package deal, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And Bengali got more time.
Yeah, he's done well. He just keeps growing every day, I think. I mean, you watched him grow throughout the season. He's taken steps here in the off season and through the first 5 days. I'll tell you the other guy that's been impressive is Braylon Lovelace. For a true freshman, he's going to be going to prom here in another month, go back and up in Leechburg, but he's been impressive as well at the linebacker spot, flying around. He had a great, chasing down, I think, Rodney at one point, and just, had a great angle. It's like, woof. I mean, for a freshman, he is way ahead of the curve.
You have 3 starting cornerbacks all returning. How would you say, like, the younger guys behind them on the depth chart are just handling, finding opportunities to get on the field?
Yeah, it's another good question. I mean, because you're watching these guys grow up. I mean, it's, we've been, Rylan Gady's done a nice job. He got in a fight in one-on-ones today. I think it was his fault. He started it. But the 2 guys have been waiting is Tamarian Crumpley and Noah Bigelow have really stepped up. I mean, they're markedly better right now than they were at the end of the season. And I'd almost say they were disappointed. Like, what are you 2 doing? What are you guys waiting for? Step it up. But I think they've really grown up and have gotten a lot better here as first 5 days come.
How about one more, and then we'll get to our players?
Where's Rashad Battle right now as far as his comeback?
He's doing good. That's a Jerry question. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Because he's a little bit banged up right now. So he's close. We're just being smart.